Our fourth and final day of X Games Minneapolis 2018 rolls on with perhaps the biggest contest of the weekend. It's the Monster Energy Men's Skateboard Street Final. And thanks to our friends at Monster, this segment will be presented commercial-free.
Nice.
The crowds have absolutely stormed US Bank Stadium for this one. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham alongside the unfiltered voice of skateboarding, Gary Rogers.
What's happening?
Gary, you back for year 2.
Yes.
And this final has the lineup we've been waiting for.
Yes, it is. It is the final we've been waiting for. I'm actually so sorry to Alec Maderas. I forgot that you were immediately into it. I said Utah.
That's right.
So I apologize, Alec, and your hometown. I disrespected you. My bad, Prince.
Well, Alec Maderas is one of our Minnesota locals. We'll get you caught up on all that. In fact, let's bring in the third member of our team, Craig Mcmorris, who's out on the course. Craig, set the scene for us. What's the vibe like down there, man?
That's right, man. I'm in the cut. I'm course side. In the words of Blockboy JB, I'm so close I could steal the stat sheet out here. The vibe, amazing. Every time Alec drops in, everybody loses their mind. Obviously, the Minnesotan, a crowd favorite. But I mean, Brando, Gary, this field, it's deeper. It's so deep.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, we had to have a qualifier to get guys in here. Our podium from last year already qualifying in. Kelvin Hoffler, our defending gold medalist, obviously is at the top. What makes Kelvin so good, Gary?
He can kickflip in the front blunts first try. He can kickflip in the back tails first try. He has half cab nose slide back tails, but like, it's not fair. Keep your shirt on.
Bit of a point of contention in 2017 was the shirt rip. Nyjah Huston, he's been the king of this contest for so long, but it's been a minute since he's earned a gold medal. He came out here last year and had to settle for bronze. I feel like maybe they handed it to him and he's like, what is this?
He literally has on like a boyfriend shirt.
The sleeveless tee. And then Yuto Horigome seemingly coming out of nowhere last year, and he just became this contest machine.
Yeah, no, Yuto's focused. This is what he wants to do. He wants to be consistent, have a crazy bag of consistent tricks. Like, he's not really flipping into anything, but a switch front blunt is ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I can't wait to see this field of 8 skaters that are going to be taking over this course, and it is a thing of beauty. In fact, our friend Alec Maderas, the local boy who is competing in this thing, gives us a little course preview. Check this out.
What's up? I'm Alec Maderas. We're here at X Games Minneapolis, and I'm going to take you to the street course. So here we got a nice bump to ledge, nice Euro gap, quick feet to the rail. That looks pretty sick. I really like how they put all the wood into the course, Minnesota style. Handrails are pretty thick. There's a little gap out to it. That's a little bit different than the ordinary. That's kind of cool. This thing's gonna be my favorite thing. This is pretty rad. Bump to hubba. I kind of thought they were wood at first, but they're metal. They grind great. These long rails look crazy fun. This thing is buttered up. It's gonna be so fun. I like that they have a lot of rails here. Nice quarter pipes with hips. This middle section's pretty crazy. It's like all sorts of things you can do here. There's like hip, bump to bump, pyramid.
Very cool that was all shot on an iPhone. There's another great look at this course. You see the competition format. 8 skaters out here, 3 runs each. We count the best single score. Alec Maderas, the local boy, I was told he has nearly 60 friends and family out here in attendance.
Okay, they came deep. I'm up here with my shoes off, so I'm comfy.
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
You know, they don't smell, so don't act.
Here's our start list for the day. Of course, we talk about the podium, Kelvin Hoffler, Alec Maderas, and Nyjah Huston, but look at some of these names, including Jagger Eaton making his pro debut. But let's kick things off here at the Monster Energy Skateboard Street Final. Again, this segment being presented commercial-free, thanks to our friends at Monster. Zion Wright making his X Games pro debut. He's just a week away from an injury that saw him get some staples put in his head.
Yeah.
And then you saw him take the staples out of his head.
He did. Actually, I think they were already removed, but he was playing with the debris that was left. So, man, this kid.
We saw Zion Wright last year stomp out runs in the AM contest, and now he's in the pros, and it looks like he absolutely belongs in this contest.
Stomp is a key word for Zion. Oh, he was kickflip from 50 in that before, so he has a whole different run today. I didn't get to see the practice. I was on the host set, so I didn't know what Zion was doing. Oh, man. Well.
Again, 3 runs. We count the single best score. Unlike qualifiers where you only get 2 shots at this thing, you can throw one away.
Oh, okay.
And that's what Zion will most definitely be doing with this one.
That's crazy. A full cap back tail down a rail is...
It's not right.
Nope.
It's not right. His full video part for real was released just last month.
Oh, that Molly back heel he did in front of security.
Yeah. Not here.
Not
in the video part.
Yeah, in the streets.
He was a model citizen here at US Bank Stadium. So Zion Wright's first run, a 62. So the bar officially set here for today. And we move on. Shane O'Neill making his 14th X Games appearance. And Gary, you and I talk about it all the time. Maybe the best skateboarder on the planet, yet he only has 1 X Games medal, a silver.
Yeah, I can say that. We both can say that.
Yeah.
Actually, anybody can say that. And, like, you can say it and not debate yourself at all. Like, maybe, nah, Shane is...
This isn't MJ, LeBron, and I know you don't want to go there, but I'm just saying...
Don't.
I don't even know if it's up for debate.
No, it's not. It's really... He's seriously...
Oh, Shane. Now, if you remember in qualifiers, for those who watched online a couple of days ago, Shane saved his best for last and did what he does on his final run to get into this contest.
Yeah, he did. But why did you say that? Now I'm on, oh, but you can just switch foot back tail.
Again, it looks like a walk in the park when Shane is skating.
Bruh,
but if you're watching at home going, is this stuff hard? Yes. It's like actually impossible what he's doing.
Yeah, it's, okay, write the Declaration of Independence with your left hand if you're right-handed. That's like a switch foot back tail. That's how I would, but try to make it look like how
it looked
back in
1776.
Yes.
Yeah. Like calligraphy style.
Yes.
I see where you're going. Yeah. That would be tough.
That's what a switch is.
That's a great comparison. An 82.66, so even without a full pull, a very solid score for Shane O'Neill.
I like how he was able to finish it and like not keep falling. Like he actually got up.
Right,
like,
that's been Shane's undoing in previous X Games and previous contests, where if he gets a fall earlier, it seems to get into his head.
He'll just keep buckling and buckling.
Didn't see that there on run number 1. Yuto Horigome, 19 years old. We saw him make his X Games debut here last year, finished in 9th. Then we saw him in Norway a couple of months ago, 4th place, looking for that first X Games medal.
Only a few people are using that top rail, huh? Not really a lot of people. I feel like that's a good run story. Oh, see a switch from blunt.
His approach, how would you describe it? He's so direct. There's a cold-bloodedness to Yuto.
Yeah. I literally think he sees black all around him, and it's just the stuff in front of him. See, like, bro, did you see that?
Yeah, like Predator vision? Like, where are we
type. I've never seen those movies. I'm just the butt of that joke. I get called Predator all the time by the homies. I would like to say I do not like my homies for that.
Oh, my. Yuto.
You know what?
We're talking about film franchises from the 80s, and then Yuto Horigome just finishes like that.
Tails. I didn't even see him do that at all. See, I wish I would have saw that.
Look at Alec and Jagger just sitting there watching.
Like, man, we probably should skate that little flat bar.
We have to follow this.
Well, he has a fall, so I'm pretty sure if they stay focused on just finishing their run, he'll be good.
He won the Street League Pro Open in London in May. He won Street League LA just a couple of weeks ago. And that score, 77.66, puts Yuto into 2nd place. Youngblood, Jagger Eaton, 17 years old. Last year, he won the AM contest. Now he's a threat to win the pro contest here in his debut.
Look happening there.
Jagger Eaton with a silver medal at X Games Norway back in May. Of course, he was 12 years old when we got introduced to him in 2012 in Big Air. He also skated the park contest yesterday, Gary.
Oh, he did? How'd he do?
Very busy guy. Did not get a medal, but looked good.
Okay.
And I was talking about with Bob Burnquist, it's very tough to go between the two, between park and street.
It is. You literally have an entire different timing with your tricks, all that. Unless you're a shot who just can do anything. Oh.
And Jagger Eaton's first run in the books here in his street debut in Minneapolis.
His pro street.
Well, he was pro street at X Games Oslo, X Games Norway, excuse me. But this is the first time we're seeing him pro event here, excuse me, at X Games Minneapolis. And we said this about Jagger. He's entered so many contests as an AM, and in 85 he takes the overall lead, that we weren't going to be surprised at all if he started not just podium, but like winning these contests, because he's bred for this. Well, thank you for joining us here for the Monster Energy Men's Skateboard Street Final. Again, this segment presented in its entirety commercial-free. Thanks to our friends over at Monster, and Jagger Eaton taking the lead early in this contest. But we move on. Vincent Malou, our top-ranked qualifier, we did not expect him to be skating on final Sunday.
Came out of nowhere with that last run. Came and did one of the most technical tricks out of everybody on this course. Seriously, pop shove back 50 is not, if you're gonna do contests, not the trick in your run ever. So that was crazy. Any skateboarder knows, like, seeing that, they were like, whoa, that kick from backboard fakie was beast.
Our lone European in the field.
To kick the front lip.
He's from Tarnos, France. And again, we weren't sure what we were going to expect out of him in the qualifier, and then he became the top-ranked guy coming into this, and his bag of tricks proves he belongs.
And then you fall on a kick with back lip, like, I ain't seen him bail to many of those. Bro, see, like, that's technically what's supposed to happen when you pop shove back 50 for a run.
Again, though, Gary, I feel like we're seeing something very similar out of Malou that we saw in qualifying.
Yeah, that first one got to him. See, now, look at him. If you can see this, he's just fine and enjoying himself now. He's fine in the comfort zone.
So Malou will look to clean things up on run number 2. Again, each of the skaters out here getting 3 attempts. We count the single best scorer. We'll take another look at Vincent's run 1.
Caught. That's also a difficult one too. Kick front lip. DeCenzo's got those. It's not, I'm saying.
42.66. Wow.
Why?
There we see Nyjah Huston.
They gave him a 42?
Making his 16th X Games appearance.
Scandalous? Oh. Bro, he really has on, like,
so Nyjah Huston actually practicing right now, still waiting on his run. I don't think this is official, so let's learn a little bit more about Nyjah in this athlete profile.
I'm Nyjah Huston. I'm a pro skater. This last year, I was working on my till death part with Nike and Ty Evans. I put everything I had into that part. It was definitely the most involved I've ever been, not just in the tricks and the skating, but the spots I chose to go to, the music in the part, the editing, the angles, and it definitely made it more rewarding. All all skateboarding in general, but especially street skating, it's actually like addicting. I wanted to go out and like grind a new rail, grind some kink rail, like feel that fear and exciting feeling of being in the streets. The reason it's important to me and that I'm good at having that balance between contests and street skating is because that's the way I was raised. I had my own skate park, my family owned it, skated there like 3 hours every single day throughout the week, and then on the weekends me and my dad went out and street skated, and I think that's something that just always stuck with me.
Nyjah Huston needs no introduction. He's won this event 7 times, and here he is dropping in. There was a little bit of confusion. You see there him talking. He thought that he might have started his run a little earlier, which wasn't the case, so it was really a glorified practice run for Nyjah, which I'm sure he was pleased about.
All we got is his outfits that we can disrespect him. Because, okay, so for Jagger, who's younger, with not a lot of street parts, he's like only contest. So if you're skateboarding, you like, hey, yo, like, we don't really know about him till he drops that part that proves his point. Nyjah be winning all the contests and then has literally a top video, top street part every year.
Till Death, of course, from Nike SB, that dropped in February. And here's Nyjah Huston dropping in for his first run. We haven't seen him on the X Games podium. Whoa.
Oh, he is.
Since 2016. And now I gotta wonder, Gary, that is so uncharacteristic for him. You know he's thinking, I thought I was supposed to drop earlier. And this now becomes a throwaway for Nyjah Huston.
Dang.
And again, Gary, for those watching at home who maybe don't understand how talented he is, what makes Nyjah Huston so extraordinarily good?
Like he said in his profile, if anybody's seen that, he skates 3 hours a day, every day at his private skate park. He just continues to, and then he has his own little build near his crib. He's always trying to be on his board. He recently just came back from like a knee something.
Right.
He did something to his knee, I think at Tampa, and he wasn't skating for a minute, so.
There was an era where Nyjah Huston didn't lose.
Oh yeah, that was like, what, a solid 4 years? He didn't lose.
It felt like even longer, and then Ryan DeCenzo dethroned him in 2016. Kelvin Hoffler beat him last year here in Minneapolis. He's still trying to get back on top at X Games. We move on to Alec Maderas, 23 years old. There you see from Rochester, Minnesota. And the crowd just got a little bit louder for Alec.
How far is Rochester?
About an hour and a half away. 90 minutes. I'm so glad you asked that question, and I had the fact in front of me.
Crazy.
Simpatico. So here's Alec Maderas. He earned a silver medal in front of all his friends and family last year. What would it mean for this kid to get gold?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a party. It's gonna be seriously turn. I like how he did that Wally crook. Ain't nobody using that. That is actually big enough for you to do a lot of Wally tricks.
Final 15 seconds for Alec.
Ooh.
He's got a silver medal and a bronze medal in his collection. All he's missing, that gold.
I'm glad we didn't say, like, he's killing, he's not about to fall, so now it's not our fault. We don't got that real jinx juju on him.
So Alec's first run in the books. The buzzer already going. Take another look. A lot to like about this one, Gary.
Yeah, front blunt was ice. That medal is really slick, like for the technical trick, like a kickflip 50. If you miss your wheel at all, you're gonna slide out.
So a 66 for Alec Maderas. That puts him into 4th place. And again, it's early, but Jagger Eaton leading the way. We'll see if our defending gold medalist has something to say about that. Kelvin Hoffler, 2 X Games appearances, 2 gold medals. Last summer in Minneapolis, and then just 2 months ago in Norway.
He used that flat bar, did a beast nollie kickflip front lip. Oh, Kelvin's got those too.
We've talked so much about Nyjah and how consistent he was on his way to wins. That's exactly who Kelvin Hoffler is. Let's bring in Craig Mcmorris. Craig, We saw Kelvin early today, didn't we?
That was the point I was going to make, Brando, is he was the first one here at practice, started practicing way before the women's skate park event even started. So he's been on the course all day, proving to be an advantage, I think.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. So far, so good. I think we've seen the best run of the day if he can hold on to it.
Bruh. Imagine if this was like an actual line. Like an actual line, like not, you know, your run, like an actual line. Those tricks together, people will start crying.
Kelvin Hoffler, you know, you use the term consistency a lot. And it's like, yeah, of course, that's the key to everything. But that's his skating in a nutshell.
Yeah.
He doesn't step off his board. An 89.66, Kelvin Hoffler taking over the top spot. That commercial-free segment was brought to you by Monster Energy. Run 1 officially in the books here at the Monster Energy Men's Skateboard Street Final, and it's our defending gold medalist leading the way. More from X Games Minneapolis after this message and a word from our ABC stations. There you see Kelvin Hoffler shredding this course, giving you a really good look. Gary, you've been skating this course all week.
Yeah, I didn't really hit everything like how I did last time. I was trying to let these dudes practice, stayed out of the way. Norway was a little bit different, but everything is actually small enough for you to get really tech. So.
Yeah, awesome. That was all shot on an iPhone. We welcome you back to the Monster Energy Men's Skateboard Street Final. Run 1 officially in the books. And you can see this crowd and a great look from our Spider Cam. Brought to you by Pacifico. This is the main event, man. This is what everybody came to see. There's so many compelling characters in this final. So many names that we've grown to love over the years, whether it's a Shane O'Neill or a Nyjah Huston. So many young cats like this one right here, Zion Wright or Jagger Eaton. It just feels like all these different eras of street skating are all converging right here today.
Yep.
So here's Zion Wright. He had trouble staying on his board on run number 2. Let's hope he cleans things up here on his second attempt.
Zion's mixture of him skating like the rails and everything, and then actually having a trick for transition, not something for setup, is. Is he getting the Shane O'Neill effect?
And he looks like he's saying cut it, but he might.
Nah, bro, you gotta finish that. You gotta finish that, G.
You need to stay on the course, Zion.
You gotta finish that. Nah, dog. You drop back in, homie. Nah, see, look.
He's gonna call it again. Went down really hard just 2 weeks ago in LA at Street League in LA. Got taken out on a stretcher. Just to have him out here competing is a win. Look at this.
Did he break his board? Chain on his nose.
Zion Wright making his X Games debut, but we move on to Shane O'Neill. It wasn't perfect, and yet he still scored an 82.66. That really speaks to the difficulty of the tricks he does.
Man. Thank you.
Just an effortless style, so methodical in his approach. Never seems to get too high or too low.
Yeah, if he's on, it's a wrap. It's really a wrap. Like,
yeah.
If he's on, if Shane O'Neill is ready to win a contest, forget about it.
Yeah, let's bring in Craig Mcmorris. Craig, Shane's just one of those guys. It's hard to read him. How was he looking before he dropped in here today?
In the TV commercial, all the skaters going back and forth. Shane O'Neill was going tray flip, nose manny, up the Euro gap, nollie flip out. So you could say he's almost on.
Yeah, and unfortunately he steps off and he's grabbing the back of his lower leg there, hoping he's okay. He was putting together a run though, Gary.
Yeah. Let's switch flip back tail, man. Think about this. He lands 3 of those. Do we have to debate if he's actually human?
You know, he said in his own words, winning at X Games is the one contest puzzle I haven't figured out yet. But that's because that's his mentality is, I want to go out and I want to do the most difficult tricks.
Yeah.
And sometimes that flies in the face of a contest strategy.
Yeah, I feel like that big spin, the switch front big, is the only easy tricks he's doing. Everything else is switch or super tech.
Well, Yuto Horigami's only getting started in his contest career. Let's learn more about him here in this athlete profile.
Konnichiwa, Horigami Yuto, Tokyo 出身のスケートボーダーです。
Yuto Horigami, if you don't know, now you know. Watch this kid.
初めてアメリカに来て行き始めてから4年が経ちました。やっぱりアメリカに来てスケートするのがいいですね。なんでかっていうと、アメリカの方が日本より環境が整っているからです。日本とアメリカの一番の違いは食生活とみんなフレンドリーなところです。今年はかっこいいストリートパートを作ってコンテストも頑張りたいです。X ゲームズの世界のトップの大会に憧れのスケーターたちと一緒に滑れていることが本当に嬉しいし刺激になります。今後も進化し続けていろんな人たちにスケートの楽しさを伝えていきたいです。
Yuto's been unbeatable this summer. 2 first-place finishes at Street League, first place at Dew Tour just a couple of weeks ago.
What's been his handicap, though?
I feel like you're going to tell me.
Bro, no Nyjah.
No,
except for recently.
Nyjah was there in LA at Street League.
I didn't see that. So I didn't.
You always seem to miss a couple of events in the calendar year. I usually can circle them. So here's Yuto Horigami, as we said, just a prodigy at 19 years old, seemingly coming out of nowhere last summer. He's so good. Oh, by the way, street skating will be in the Olympics in the 2020 games in Tokyo, Japan. Yuto from Tokyo, Japan.
Whoa.
So he's able to finish up strong, but you see him throw the board out of a little bit of frustration. Uncharacteristic we've seen from him in recent contests. He's
gaining a personality. He is. No, seriously.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
Yeah, no, you've got a chance to hang out with him a little bit more this year.
He's actually getting more. I feel like he's actually stepping into a comfort zone around everybody, so it's cool. Slapping him up, telling him. So I think somebody tried to take his bowl outside. I was like, nah, you tell him mine, bro. It's mine. He's like, mine. He said a few other choice words I'm not going to say on television because he's hilarious. But he's getting comfortable.
So Yuto will hold on to that 77.66. Here's Jagger Eaton. He's sitting in second place, trying to knock out that 85 and challenge Kelvin Hoffler. Again, the first 3 years of his X Games career, it was all big air. So now to see him doing this in street is just incredible.
Bro. Him and his brother doing that. How do you kickflip back nose? No, how do you back nose bend?
Again, though, Gary, at just 17 years old, it shouldn't shock anyone. Jagger Eaton was built for this.
Yeah. He's in a generation of this is his generation of that.
We wondered how Nyjah could be so good, so young, so early, and now we're seeing this crop of kids that he's really inspired.
Nyjah was the rare in his generation of with Jagger's comfort.
The exception, not the rule. Yeah. And now you're seeing guys like Jagger following in those footsteps. Does that best his run one score?
Better get them street clips up though, man. You want to be hold on, let me stop talking because I got to too. I got to get my knee better. I gotta try.
An 88 for Jagger Eaton, so he ups his score, not enough to catapult past Hofler. And he says, all right. We'll see what I can do to mix it up in run number 3, but he's putting himself in a very good position. Nyjah Huston hits the course for his second run when we return.
Seven X Games Skateboard Street gold medals, most in history. 12 total X Games street medals, most in history. Nyjah Huston, still just 23 years old, best contest street skater in history.
We welcome you back to the Monster Energy Men's Skateboard Street Final. We're midway through run number 2, and it's deja vu all over again. Kelvin Hoffler, our defending gold medalist, clinging to first place. Will he stay there, though, as we've still got some big names to drop in for run number 2. Vincent Malou, our top-ranked qualifier, had trouble staying on his board on his first attempt, Gary.
Let's see if maybe this second one will give him that comfort. Okay, kick the front lip clean. 180 switch crook. Got him last time, a little sketch, you can see it. You know he could feel that one in his thigh. Like, I ain't do that all the way right.
Oh.
See, I'm telling you, that trick is insane.
For the second straight run, he has trouble sticking that, and then the wheels come off. Vincent Malou, again.
Yo, he really got a 42 on that first one. Y'all, come on, man, no counting. Come on, man.
Didn't know much about Vincent Malou before he got into the qualifiers, made his presence felt, but just hasn't been able to stay on his board here in the final. Except for that highlight, of course, as I'm saying it. So his score coming in at 60.33. He ups it.
He should have got that the first time.
But he stays, no, he moves up. Nope, stays in 8th. Nyjah Huston, 16th X Games appearance.
Is this right this time?
Trying to get back in the podium. I think we're going to see an entirely different Nyjah than what we saw on run number 1.
Oh, for sure. The 180 switch crook to forward is low-key out of line, but he's been doing it for a long time.
He's won this event 7 times, but the last win coming in 2016 in Oslo, Norway.
Oh, you seen him almost hit his truck right there? A blunt flip. Oh, man.
Not just X Games, it's been a minute since Nyjah Huston has won an event.
Man.
You know he's hungry, Gary.
I've seen this before. I've seen this.
Oh.
Bro, he just did it.
There goes that man.
All right.
The human cheat code is back. Nyjah Huston doing what Nyjah Huston does here on run number 2.
Okay.
This is the Nyjah Huston we've seen year in, year out. And yeah, he hasn't won in a minute here at X Games, but there's still that tiger mentality. When he's on the course, everybody knows to follow suit.
He just nollie heel nosebleed.
A 93 for Nyjah Huston. Back on top. It's been a while, Nyjah, but welcome back to first place.
He's like, it feels like home.
Alec Maderas has to follow that up, but he's got to run if he can put it together, though, Gary.
That 5-0 is so difficult. You chilling on a round ball. You know what I'm saying? Oh, blunt. That's one of those things that makes it stand out. That Wally, I want to see somebody else do like a Wally variation on that.
And again, the crowd gets a little louder when Alec Maderas hits the course. He grew up about an hour and a half away from US Bank Stadium here in downtown Minnie. And our silver medalist from last year not having the run he was hoping for.
Ooh.
I love that sound.
I got that, you know, when Italian chefs put that little...
Yeah. That little seasoning, that
Yeah, when they...
just the kiss off the top.
That was that for that fire.
That is legitimate audio right there. And you see Alec Maderas in between runs goes and sits up with his family.
Bro. He got to put, look, you can see, he went up there like, yo, I'm not putting on right now.
This is the battle we were waiting for. Kelvin Hoffler versus Nyjah Huston. Nyjah just took the lead away from our defending gold medalist. Kelvin wants to go 3 for 3 in his X Games career. What can he do to top Nyjah's 93?
I think he might have to use that half cab nose back tail fakie or a big spin out something. Nyjah nollie heel nose bunny. Or actually incorporate like a transition trick.
Oh,
and
no.
Not do that.
And Kelvin doing something we haven't seen him do at X Games in a while, and that's step off his board. Is the Nyjah effect in place already here in run 2? And maybe a preview of what's to come for his 3rd and final run.
You know he's thinking in his head, did that dude really just nollie heel nose blunt that rail first try? See, now if he would have did something like that on that extension, if he would have kickflip on fakie on that extension, did like one of his switch tricks to come back, that would have helped him out.
We talk about it all the time. No one in skateboarding has that ability quite like Nyjah to take the rest of the field off their game.
Yes, yes.
And Nyjah appears to be back to his Nyjah ways. So Nyjah Huston taking the lead on run 2. More after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Welcome back to US Bank Stadium on our 4th and final day of X Games Minneapolis. It's the Monster Energy Men's Skateboard Street Final. 3rd and final runs time here at US Bank Stadium. Nyjah Huston back to his ways. Run number 2, laying waste to this course, taking the top spot away from Kelvin Hoffler. Will he stay there though, Gary?
Will Nyjah stay with that 93? Man, I don't know, man. Everybody looking flustered.
Thank you for that firm take, Gary.
I apologize.
I don't know. Here's Zion Wright, 3rd and final run, trying to replace that 62. That won't do it. Yeah, it might replace it, as in go lower. We'll see. Zion's got some tricks. He might be able to turn this thing.
He can't believe it. He can't. You heard T-Pain? Oh, I can't believe it. I done went a 360 disaster.
Zion Wright was making his pro X Games debut. We saw him in AMS the last 2 years.
Flat ground, getting off. Flat ground. Switch flip. Switch
Again, literally ripped the staples out of the back of his head.
Keep going.
When he got here to Minneapolis from a bad fall just a week ago. So, a good debut for Zion out here. He will not be skating away with any hardware, but the future is bright for young Zion, just 19 years old. So again, Nyjah Huston leading the way, Kelvin Hoffler with silver, and Jagger Eaton. I don't think it's any coincidence that those 3 right now are in podium position.
These are the 3 that are focused on this playing field.
Gaming tonight, what's your PSN or Steam? Let's get a few games in. That was Shane O'Neill last night on the gram.
Bro, what? Who did a manual trick all day? Nobody.
Again, would it shock anyone if Shane O'Neill puts that run together and takes the lead right here, right now?
No. I mean, that nollie heel nose blunt. That was crazy. Switch flip on that transition right there. Big spin front board fakie. He does that my favorite because the way he lands his foot is like spread, so it looks fire.
Again, 14th X Games appearance. He only has a silver medal across all of those appearances. It's criminal. Oh, no.
Jeez.
A tough break for Shane O'Neill. Again,
I wonder if his ankle bothering him. He was
grabbing at it last
I think he just got like a hot pocket or something. I didn't see him hit it.
The talent speaks for itself. We just haven't seen it when it comes to the contest finishes, unfortunately. So he'll hold on to that first run score of 82.66 and stay just off the podium in that 4th place. Yuto Horigome, again, another guy with the talent, with the bag of tricks to win this event outright. He hasn't lost in what feels like 2 months. He's sitting in 5th right now.
Back Smith on that 5-bar. Him and Kelvin are the only ones approaching that.
Yuto is just a gamer. After just finishing off the podium in X Games Norway, he hasn't lost an event. Right now, he's just trying to get in the podium position.
I think he should have started off. I think he should have started off with something a little better on that flat bar though, because Kelvin's doing that nollie crook.
So far, this is his best run of the day, Gary.
It is. I don't know about first place or all that, but this one's good. This one is good. See what he finishes with.
Yuto Horigome, the machine. Look at that claim. That's the most emotion I've actually ever seen him show.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Getting shown some love by Zion. Yuto Horigome, we knew what he was capable of, and he finally does it on his final attempt.
Man, that's a hard one too.
Bangers, bangers, bangers.
You see like the, oh, he grinded. And he went to 5-0.
Grinding. Yuto's in 5th place. This will absolutely knock out his 77.66. How far up the standings will he climb? They are chanting his name here at US Bank Stadium. Again, Jagger Eaton in the bronze medal position with that 88. And 89, he does just enough to knock Jagger out. But again, remember, Jagger Eaton still has one more run. Speaking of the little devil, Jagger Eaton just got bumped out of a medal. What can he do on his final run?
I'm thinking if he messes with a switch foot back lip or something. And getting off your board, kiddo.
Just missed the podium in our park final yesterday. Ooh. Trying to skate away with the medal here at X Games Minneapolis. There it is.
Man, bro, that front side flip is... He has to have some type of trick today. He keeps doing it. How do you just do that trick? Oh.
And Jagger saving his best run for last. Can he close it out?
Told you.
Yes, he can.
Bro, don't open your mouth.
He just shocked himself. I love it, Gary.
Come on, bro. You not finna beat a 93. No, I'm just talking. I'm messing with you.
That was the run we were waiting for from Jagger Eaton. The fans on their feet here in the stadium.
That must have been the first one he flipped all day, because he was like, what?
Jagger is so precise, but he balances it out with those difficult tricks.
Bro,
so
and
consistent. Look at this.
He did 2.
And again, he was practicing for the park final as well, so he probably got less reps on this course than the rest of the field.
Look at that, bro. Hey, he did it pretty good too.
Pretty good.
He did it pretty good too. There's like a...
He just got bumped by Horigome. Can he get back up into the podium? His best run score was an 88. That's the best run we've seen from Jagger Eaton today.
Is it looking silver on his neck, or is he shining?
Kelvin Hoffler with that 89.66. Nyjah Huston, our leader, with a 93. A 90.33. Jagger Eaton jumps up into silver medal position. We talked about it, Gary. Super consistent. The second place finish in qualifiers, the silver medal at X Games Norway. Can he take that next step? Wow. Jagger came correct here today on final Sunday. Will he skate away with the medal though? Vincent Malou just trying to stay on his board. There he is.
I think that excitement came from first try to him. Other than that, I would have been like, yo, you tripping, but switch full back lip first tee, you're going to be like, oh my. Oh my. Ooh, he almost slipped out on that one. Are you going to do it? Is you going to do it? Oh!
Does it! Finally, on his third attempt, the trick that had been giving him trouble all day, Gary.
Switch I mean, Jagger just switch flipped into that, but hey, that pop shove back 50, the judges know.
Now it's coming. Now, can you just, real quick though, Gary, explain how difficult that trick is?
Okay, so you have to pop it. It's right behind you, so the hub is right behind you. You have to pop it up and over, catch it, and it doesn't really do a pop shove. It kind of turns on its side. It's something weird, bro. The angle makes you not be able to get above the ledge all the time. So you have to, bro, I don't know how to explain. You almost go primo when you do it. It's weird.
It's an entire run, but when you look at a single trick like that, like the judges can't help but almost score it on the merits of that trick and that trick alone, and it did.
He's not coming at a super angle too. It's kind of tight over there, so he's doing it right behind him, which means that that pop shove it, he got that down pat.
A sixth place finish for Vincent making his X Games debut. So here's Nyjah Huston. He's in the lead, but he knows Alec and Kelvin Hoffler are still following him to drop in. What can he do to give himself even more breathing room, Gary?
I'm thinking he's about to pull out a 900. No, I have no idea. Maybe full cab flip, back lip, something crazy. You know, Nyjah's got, what, every trick in the book?
Nyjah really...
He can't heel flip, though. He does a heel flip trick, I'll give it to him.
He has no kryptonite, and when he's healthy, he's always on one.
Yeah, that's true.
Child's play. He's making it look so easy. He's in his zone right now.
I couldn't tell, but did he miss that switch front people?
I'm gonna have to see the replay on that. Oh.
His foot.
Yep. That looked like it stung. So Nyjah Huston will have to hold on to that 93 and see if it can stay. But again, the silver medalist and gold medalist from last year still yet to drop in for their final run.
Dang, that back one ain't nose grind is crucial.
That's it.
Come on, forward. He did one in his part that was like an accident.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That was a tutorial right there. So Nyjah Huston now has to sit and wait.
Hey, Nyjah. Say it again. Say it louder.
Will Nyjah Huston earn his 8th Street gold? We'll find out in just a minute. Alec Maderas. He's sitting in 7th place, trying to complete this run in what's essentially a home game for him. Tough break early. We'll see if he can try to turn things around with 30 seconds to skate with.
Well, like I said, you already at home, dude. Because most dudes got like a plane ride after an L, like he got, you know, a little short drive.
Grew up in Rochester, just an hour and a half away, and unfortunately, our silver medalist from last year will not be getting back on the podium. Tough break for Alec Maderas.
Bro, it's legendary, though. He's actually super good.
100%.
He's super, super good. Alec is fire at skateboarding.
And remember, he's still in recovery. He broke a bone in his left foot earlier this year.
Every 30 seconds, bro. Like, when you don't see him, I was like, where does Alec go? Because he had, like, that Adidas part. I'll be like, where does Alec go? You find out he has like some terrible injury.
So Alec will go sit with the friends and family, but this is what it all comes down to. Nyjah Huston, our current leader, sitting on that 93. our defending gold medalist, Kelvin Hoffler, with that 89.66, is the last one to drop in. Scared money don't make money. Right now, Kelvin Hoffler's got to lay it all out on the line. He's guaranteed a medal, but he didn't come here for bronze. He's here to defend his gold. This is his last chance.
Bro, you see that pop out of that nollie crook? Hey, I would make him, whoever his clothing sponsor is, you gotta make him like a bulletproof collar. Like a Teflon collar. Bro, what? Hey, yo,
He stays on the board.
Backside flip, switch front
Hold
crook.
on.
Hey, he won, bro. He just backside flip, switch front crook, bro. That's a wrap. It's a wrap, bro.
He
It's
shook
a wrap.
himself.
Bro, it's a wrap, bro. Nah, we out of here. Get on, nah.
Can he hold on, though,
Bro,
Gary? Can he hold on?
If he don't win, we done, bro. For real, no. He just backside.
Final
flip,
10
switch front crook,
seconds.
bro. Stop.
How does he close it out?
Not even switch on. Like alley-oop, like what? Come on, bro. Oh my God. And he gonna do it.
Now the question becomes, as he doesn't close it out, that was after the buzzer. Gary, he did exactly what he needed to do on the final attempt.
Hey, I'm not TV excited for nothing, bro. That trick, nah, bro. Stop, bro. I don't care. I ain't trying to get hyped because nothing. That was an ender, bro. The homie won, bro.
That
won.
right there,
It's over.
That ain't no middle of the ball trick right there.
Nope. Sorry.
Oh my!
And
Kelvin
the half
Hoffler.
cap no slide was after the run. Yep, Nyjah like, well, I'm gonna
When
let
it
silver.
mattered most, Kelvin
loving his
Hoffler
silver.
delivered. Is it enough though
Bro, yes.
to topple Nyjah Huston
Bro, yes.
and defend his gold medal?
Bro, yes. Come on, bro. That's, bro, it's a wrap.
Did that score just come through? 89.66? So with that,
Bro,
Nyjah Huston records his 8th straight gold medal. Back on top for the first time at X Games since 2016. Nyjah Huston with the gold, Jagger Eaton the silver, and Kelvin Hoffler with the bronze.
All right, I mean,
That was insane. Fuck.
With that win, Nyjah Huston ties PLG with 9 X Games golds. Craig, take it away.
Nyjah, you're no stranger to the taste of this gold medal, but it's been 2 years since you've won this on American soil. How much sweeter does it taste now?
It tastes good. It was about time. It was about time.
Now, you saw Kelvin's last run there. That was mind-blowing. That was an insane event.
It was insane. Honestly, like his run and Yuto's run, like it could have been anyone out there for first. So, I mean, I'm obviously stoked to get it, but congrats to those guys. Those always killing it so hard.
You're the man, Nyjah. Thanks, guys.